Carlos Kempinski, here to talk about a very serious subject, gambling, betting. And yes, you know there's a whole plethora of betting companies out there. You name them, they're out there. They're making tons of cash. But as the MP for Gem, the Deputy Minority Leader, Jacob Midiwo says, where's the regulator? How do we regulate it? Is money leaving this town, this country, in droves every day? How do we do that? That's why we have the CEO of SportPesa right here, young Captain Ronald Karauri, about 22 years old, and Deputy Minority. Listen, guys, I gotta read this tweet. This is from this guy. You know him. You must know him. His name is Jaro Soja.
Yes, I know him.
Gor Mahia's #1 fan.
Yeah.
He says, say hi to my Gem MP, Honorable Otada.
Yes.
What does that mean? Okay, whatever. Okay.
It means a tough-headed
Oh, okay. Otada. Then tell thanks to SportPesa CEO for sponsoring my great club, Gor Mahia. Tell him I want to be SportPesa brand ambassador.
He can be.
He can.
Jaro Soldier's all right, man.
But Jeff, you know, we have been discussing of taking him to Arsenal. Then he can have the paintwork at the
Are you serious?
Yeah, the
Jaro
discussion
Soja
has been there.
He's watching
So
you,
I
man.
know. So it's a discussion we'll have.
You're gonna take him to
the Emirates, Arsenal's home stadium.
So tell me something. Are you a big sponsor of Arsenal? Are you one of the big sponsors?
What we did with Arsenal, because when we got into football, nobody wanted to touch football because there were issues of corruption.
Yeah.
I've come to learn football is the most expensive sport.
And cartels.
Yes. Sponsor
you know, when
so
you're
much. Exactly. So when we got into football, we realized, other than the governance issues, there were so many issues that plagued football. So we wanted to be active in the sponsorship. That's why we are so much involved. Other than just the brand being associated with the team, we've gone at the forefront to develop the game. Arsenal, when we went to Arsenal, the idea was for the training camps. That was the main idea, for them to transfer their talent to our Kenyan people, for people to aspire to see more, because the few people who have the opportunity, they've had the opportunity to go to the Emirates or any of the training facilities in Europe, when they come back, they see things very, very differently, because people have been in this cocoon where they don't want to develop. But now, as we proceed, football will change for the better.
Because you were mentioning something about the 2022 World Cup.
That's our dream, and FKF now are on board, because now we are partners with the Harambee Stars. So we want to create a proper program how we can achieve that milestone.
So other than Wanyama and a couple of others, you're going to get more Kenyans?
We're looking now at the young talent, because what has been missing is from the grassroots.
Yeah.
People coming up.
Okay, why Hull City?
Hull City, that's the interesting topic. We were looking for a team in the Premier League who can come to Kenya. Arsenal is too big. We cannot even.
What about Chelsea? What about
Chelsea? Is big. You know, if it is very big in Africa. If you look at the top teams, are those four: Arsenal, Man U, Man City, Chelsea. So we cannot look at those teams. We have to start somewhere. Hull City agreed to send their first team to Kenya to play a Kenyan selection.
When is that happening?
It's happening either in January or when they are off season. Next year. And it'll be twice a year. They'll come here and we'll go there.
And if they're relegated to the first division, then what happens? Are you still with them?
We're with them, but the sponsorship amount will reduce significantly. But they've been performing well. They won the first two games.
Yeah, they did.
They'll beat. Now I'm saying they'll beat Man United on Saturday. So.
My new fans are Takuchapa. Mheshimiwa, is this a good thing though? If you have a Kenyan company, SportPesa, plastered on TV on weekends in the UK, and you can see it, you know, when we're watching football, what's so bad about that?
Before I must interrupt. Just 1 second.
Go on.
We have all these foreign companies coming here. You know, we have even not only the betting companies, even for example, even our Tusker that we love, 50% is foreign owned. We have many foreign companies that we are proud to associate with. Why can't we be proud when we have a Kenyan company spread its wings all over the world?
Sure.
Now,
can I tell you something?
Go on.
India, which is now an economic powerhouse.
Yes.
You can do every business in India, but can never take a single cent out of India.
Cannot.
They need their money. You see, that's why I said what worries me is that Kenyans, any Kenyan, can be excited that their money is going to England. While if the Treasury, every month, Treasury has a team going to borrow in China. You know, it would be different if they were collecting this money and lending to government.
Okay.
These are things we must work on.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Treasury, now they have said, I looked at some figures yesterday, I can't remember them correctly, but the borrowing alone by the Jubilee government is more, thus far, is more than the 10 years of Kibaki. So this is money coming in, rates, interest rates that we can't determine. This financial sector, that is why I was so proud of the president today.
With the signing of the bill.
Signing of the bill. Somebody who wishes to lead a vibrant economy like Kenya must have his number one, number two, number three interest in regulating the financial sector. And then I talked about those other things. I don't mind Hull City getting a piece of the pie, but I mind the effect to my economy. I really do. And it must concern him as a responsible citizen. You then have to tell me that Hull City, if I as a Kenyan of 12 years old, how am I stopped from betting on Hull City? The thing is very global. The effect to society, I can tell you, unless we sit down with them and as a parliament and do what the national government did with alcohol licensing, you will end up in the same place.
But then he'll tell you that the 12-year-old is using his father's phone. He gets on his father's phone and he goes and bets. Anyway,
no, but it's not possible.
Go on.
And that's why when regulating mobile money started, those are the issues they had then. We don't have the issues now. And I have to explain Hull City again. It's not only that money is leaving the country. Remember SportPesa, what we are doing is the brand is going to be available. Our UK website is active, as I mentioned before. So what better way to advertise SportPesa in the UK than having ourselves on the perimeter boards and having ourselves on the shirt of a Premier League team? So that is the agenda, to have the Kenyan company be available in the UK, be available in Tanzania, be available in South Africa. I remain a Kenyan. Whatever money that is generated from my business in the UK, it comes back here. Equity Bank have spread to other countries.
Sure.
KCB have spread to other countries.
Safaricom.
Why can't we spread to other countries?
Let me ask you real quick before you answer. As we were watching the Olympics the last 16 days, every day on DSTV we were hammering this thing at us. Anywhere, anytime, Betway. Betway.
Illegal. In fact, that it is even appearing on TV.
Yes.
It's in itself is a social ill. How would you, it's like saying, why don't we advertise cigarettes anymore? We don't by law.
No,
this
correct, it's the law.
So anything addictive you cannot flash on TV like that. What you're saying, there are ways of doing, and we are not the first ones in the world to do it. What I want my brother here to understand, that despite the fact that he uses his proceeds to sponsor Gor Mahia or FC, there are a few issues based on that money. The first one, why is Francis Kadenge still a taxi driver around the air center
and still struggling with paying bills?
You know, why can, now that we have found a way of mopping up sports money or money for sports, let us do some regulation so that it is not that what they do is their wish. Let us be a lawful country that you do. This is your social responsibility. And
Captain,
there's one thing I wanted to say.
Go on.
Before I lose my thought. As an expense, when money goes to Arsenal, it's tax deductible for them. Right. We want to agree on those percentages.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? I have conceptualized, I understand it, and I've given you a scenario where my money can circulate in the British market, but it should not circulate. I've also told you our scenario, which is much more worrying.
People sending out
money,
which is like $2 million a day.
And if
200 million shillings.
If we asked you, what is this platform? What is this platform? We don't know. The state doesn't know. I have been told by KRA, they don't know. I've been told by Treasury, they don't know it. Now we need, a few months ago, I was at a meeting. I asked the head of National Intelligence Services, this mushrooming car dealerships, how could it have been possible that in a span of a year or two, there are car dealerships all over?
Every corner.
Every corner. And you don't see those cars moving. They admitted to me in a meeting that it is money laundering. We want to know who these people are.
Yeah.
We want to know, I mean, there's also the aspect that all these car dealerships you see, they are foreign owned. Who is licensing them? Who is giving them work permits? I mean, how then do you keep a Kenyan safe from or free from thinking a terrorist is living with me? Really? So, all I'm saying is creating a debate. And I think I like the fact that Captain has come out so that they are not shadowing. Because that's how you create an honest debate.
Captain, you agree? There needs to be this debate that Moshimu was talking about.
Yes. What I might not agree with is that it seems like the state has failed. If we say that there is this money laundering going on, especially with sports betting and gambling and all these other issues, tax evasion, it means all those government organs have failed.
Yeah.
And that is something I really don't think is... I don't want to speculate, because for us, we are a clean business. Our books are always open for, and I have told him before, they can come over and look at anything they
Have
would
they
like.
come, by the way? Have they come to you? Have they?
No one has come. No one has asked me anything. All I see is media stories. And the worst part is that now when you see something which is not based on any fact or statistics, you get worried that there might be some mischief behind it. Yeah, it's natural for me to believe there might be an agenda against SportPesa, because SportPesa is mentioned all the time.
Right.
If someone says we have a problem when there is nothing to show that a problem exists in the first place, and I know it's good to capture the problem before it happens.
Yes.
And that's why I'm with him in terms of regulation. We've always pushed for regulation so that it's something that must be controlled. That there's no doubt. The betting control, whatever they are doing so far, just by the fact that the perception is that there is no control, means they are already failing.
But in the meantime, you guys are laughing all the way to the bank.
It's a good business. I can't complain, Jeff. But when we got into the business, the intention was to succeed.
Sure.
You never get into business to fail.
Are you concerned about your success? You know, you've had 24 months of huge success.
You know, Jeff, they say sticks and stones are only thrown at the fruits that bear fruit. So what I'm saying, Mheshimiwa, not to be taken the
in
wrong
Kiswahili,
way.
you know what they say?
Yeah.
They say mti ambao una matunda ndio purwa.
Exactly.
I think that's the word. I didn't know it.
And Jeff, what I mean
Where
is,
did you learn that from? Because that is also true.
Yes.
But then, how do you stop people from planting trees which bear poisonous trees?
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And I think at my level, that is what should concern me. We are not coming out to fight them. We are saying there is a problem.
Yeah.
And I am glad he is
acknowledging, yes.
And I am vindicated that yesterday in Kajiado County, I saw the county officers going after this lot.
And confiscating the machines.
You know, Jeff, those machines are actually illegal.
Yes.
So it's
In the first place.
Yeah.
illegal. They're not legal machines.
So talk about...
somebody should actually be taking them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there exists a problem.
Gentlemen, let's take another quick break, come back and talk about the future.
Yes.
Moving forward, how do we do it?
Yes.
And you didn't mention, you didn't comment on the playland thing I mentioned earlier on. You said you had something to say.
Yes,
Playland.
yes.
Remember we used to go downstairs and play 20 shillings, 10 shillings, 5 shillings?
Yes.
Those days.
Yes. So was that daylight robbery or what was that?
It was good fun.
I will tell you.
Are you addicted?
Yes.
Now?
No.
So what happened?
We grew out of it.
Exactly.
We grew out of it.
Exactly. So control is important.
Somebody said evil becomes so I forgot what English word it is, but it comes when it is available. People will commit evil. The reason why Playland was was what it was, where it was.
Yes.
It's because you had to leave your house in the estate to go there.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
This thing we are going, this phenomena we are seeing now, at some point Kenya went through it when Mzee Kenyatta was the president, and that is how the state created charity sweepstakes.
Kenya charity sweepstakes.
Kenya charity sweepstakes. So there's nothing magical about what we are doing. All we are saying, it is a new phenomena and a new platform. Let us do it right. But as for Captain's concern or disagreement as to the state has failed, these slots are everywhere. These slots are everywhere. You know, you could use your media house.
Yes.
And do a random check in Eastlands. In fact, I am told there's a big thing in this in an estate in a mall where something bigger than this Kempinski is a gaming house.
Just
In
machines.
an estate. I mean, how do you do it? And how dare you do it?
And then underage kids go in there.
And underage kids go there in a mall.
Yeah, that's a
So we
problem.
must have regulation.
Absolutely. Let's take a break, come back, talk more. Keep tweeting at Karauri R, at Jacoyo Midiwo, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is gambling KE. When we come back, winner